throughout his 33-year tenure as a coach and a teacher. Arriving in the early 1950s, Ed taught social studies, history, and driver's ed, while becoming a prominent figure in Central's athletic programs. As a head coach of the football team, Ed led Central to conference championships in 1955 and 1957. His leadership extended to Central's baseball and American Legion teams, where he coached from the early 50s until 1987. Over his career, Ed guided 14 championship teams and had 5 state entries. His 1960 American Legion team was the state runner-up, and in 1965, Central's baseball team claimed the state consolation championship. In his final season as Central baseball's coach in 1987, Ed led the team to the Region 4 championship in the state playoffs, cementing his legacy. In addition to his coaching accolades, Ed served as the school's athletic director for 12 years, earning numerous awards for his dedication to Central High School's athletics. Accepting the award on Ed's behalf is his family. Please give them a round of applause.
Year. Teaching and coaching was his life. He'd get so nervous and just so into it, and anyway, it was everything. Coaching, and yeah, a lot of stories have come through the years, and my husband was a chiropractor in Waconia, and he just had student after student that would come in and tell stories about Ed, and so we're proud and we miss him, so thank you.
I would like to thank whoever the committee was who decided that Dad ought to be a part of it. I thank you very much. He would be very grateful. And congratulations to all the other inductees who are here this evening. I think it's just wonderful. I only know a couple of you. Anyway, it's wonderful. I have a quick story I am going to share about my dad. And I was probably about 10 years old, and I don't remember the incident myself, but I remember the story because my dad told it often. It was way back when he was coaching the football team, and there was about 30, 35 players on his team who were out in the field, and this was before the season started, and they were going to scrimmage Bloomington. Now at the time, I think Bloomington only had one high school. I think it was Jefferson, if I'm not mistaken. If there's anybody here who can correct me, that's fine. I don't remember exactly, but like I said, I remember Dad telling this story. And Bloomington came out to Norwood, and they had 3 busloads full of players. And they had a tradition that the first guy out, the first bus would start around the field, and all the players would come off one at a time, run around the field, and I'm sure it was their way of intimidating their opponent. And by the time the last guy got off the bus and around, the first guy was all the way around, and his players were out in the field. And Dad says to him, "Don't worry, guys, they can only play 11 at a time, the same as us." However, what they didn't realize until later was that when they went from offense to defense, practically the whole team came on, and another team left. But in our case, there was about 2 or 3 players who came on, everybody else stayed out there. So it wasn't exactly 11-11. Anyway, again, I thank you. Dad would be totally honored, and it's a wonderful pleasure to be here to represent you. Thank you.
For those of you that don't know, we were introduced as family, and that we are. My younger sister, Becky, just 10 years afterthought. My older brother, Bruce, and I'm known as Bill, or Empty Wallet nowadays, because when I got 2 boys and aren't here tonight, but whenever I go to Cabela's or anything like that and shop and buy anything, I had to buy at least 3 because they said, "What do you need 3 for?" And I says, "Because I got 2 boys." And so anyway, my nickname in life is Empty Wallet. Now, with that being said, I would like to thank and recognize all of those that have been around long enough to still be known as an Indian, not a radio. It was my pleasure tonight seeing some of the Stewies and Stan, and when you get to be three-quarters of a century old, I got my priorities right. I thank God for my health, because if you don't have your health, you don't have anything. So with that, again, thank you everybody for inviting us. It's our privilege to be here. If Dad were here and alive today, he'd be 102 years old. He passed at age 74 and he was born in 1922, so you can confirm the math. Anyway, thank you very much, everyone.